Yo folks, what is going on? Welcome to Fishing Norm YouTube channel. Comment day is popping up down below, so make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and the bell. Leave a comment down below on this video for your chance to be next video's comment of the day. Guys, we are on the road to 150,000 subscribers, so make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and the bell. The reason we are here at Walmart today, folks, is because we are going to be doing a winter fishing video. But this isn't just normal winter fishing. This is for when that water is the absolute coldest. Do not be tricked for when the air temp warms up. That does not necessarily mean that the water is warm also. Sometimes it can be the coldest it's been all year. So we're gonna go inside Walmart and pick out a few really good winter fishing lures. The craziest thing to me is basically 90% of fishermen just stop going fishing when it's super cold outside because they can't catch fish. But today's video is gonna show you guys how you can catch fish when all the other fishermen are not. And you're gonna be the cool one. Everybody's gonna be wondering how you're catching so many fish when it's freezing cold outside, what you're even doing out there fishing, and why you're not inside watching movies and stuff like that. But without further ado, guys, we're gonna go ahead, go inside Walmart, and I'm gonna show you guys what lures we're talking about. Okay folks, we are inside in the Walmart fishing section. So my general rule of thumb, if you guys remember anything from this video, remember this: when it is cold outside, number one, you have to downsize your lure. You have to be fishing with something super tiny. Number two, you have to be fishing deep instead of shallow. A lot of times during the year, you can get away with beating the bank, fishing shallow, but this time of year when the water is the absolute coldest, you have to remember the warmest water in the winter is actually at the deepest point in the lake, the opposite of summer. In summer, the warmest water is at the top and the coldest water is at the bottom. But in the winter, the warmest water is in the bottom of the lake actually. So you gotta keep that in mind. So fish deep, fish small, and third but not least, fish slow. If you think you're fishing too slow, make sure you guys are fishing even slower than that. But as far as lures goes, guys, what I like throwing during the winter time is something that looks natural. In the winter, you're not getting a ton of reaction strikes like you are other times of the year where you can throw something that doesn't look necessarily as real, but these bass are gonna be looking at these lures for a long amount of time, so you want it to look as real as possible. Also, what I'm looking at is a ton of these lures, like such as a Chrissy Critter right here, it's the first thing I saw, has a ton of moving appendages on it, which is something I tend to stay away from in the winter, just because you gotta be thinking about what the bait is actually doing in the water, the live bait. When it's super cold outside, there isn't a ton of stuff moving around like crazy. If there's a worm in the water, it's barely gonna be moving. If there's a crawl in the water, it's barely gonna be moving. It isn't gonna be hopping around like it would be in warmer water. So what I like to do is find lures that don't have as much action, which might sound weird, but that's what you gotta do in the winter. So a perfect example of that would be a Yum Dinger Cinco. This is a watermelon red color, super natural color. You can kind of throw this in every single color of water. And if you look at underwater video of these compared to like a Gary Yamamoto Cinco, the Gary Yamamoto Cinco kind of has a wobbling action on the way down, where these almost have no action at all, which would be bad for other times of the year. I'm telling you, during the winter, just that small little difference of it not wobbling as much on the way down can catch you more fish. So one more thing before we leave here and go put these lures to the test is just remember that I'm living in Florida, so I can get away with throwing some of these bigger baits, but the further you go up north, the smaller and smaller and smaller I would make my lure presentation, to where maybe you're only using the back 2 inches of one of these Yum Dingers and you cut it up and you put it on a little Ned rig, or you throw in like a really finesse drop shot or something like this. But in Florida, our water temp at the coldest where I'm at gets around 50 degrees, so it's not crazy cold and I can get away with throwing a whole worm, but you know, just think about that. Also, one more thing, guys, is I'm gonna give away a few packs of these Cincos. All you guys gotta do is be subscribed to the channel and also leave a like on this video and comment down below a good winter fishing tip for everybody trying to learn about winter fishing. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna go buy these worms and we're gonna head to the pond and do some cold winter fishing. Let's go. All right, folks, we are here at the pond, and this is gonna be our first little spot here. All I brought with me is my terminal tackle box, worms, and then also I have this little mushroom head jig on here that I found in my terminal tackle box. Pretty small presentation. We're starting out with a Zoom trick worm, different than those Cincos, but also very finesse. Doesn't have a tail on it, anything that really moves all too much. And I'm actually gonna feel this water really quick. It is icy, guys. That is freaking freezing cold. My favorite thing when this water is super cold is I know where this fish are headed, and that is to deep water with structure. So when we walked out and out of this whole entire lake out here, I know it gets super deep right here in front of me, and there's a big log down there that fish just love to hang out on. When it gets super cold, they'll stack up on it to stay warm, and we are already hung up. I told you guys there's a log down there, and we snapped off. The amount of lures I've lost on that tree is just absolutely insane, but we weren't really going weedless, so what we're gonna do is switch that up right now, actually. All right, folks, so what we're gonna do now is go with more of a
weedless setup instead of that one that had the open hook on it. We're gonna do just a good old Texas rig. I also do have drop shot weights in here and drop shot hooks, another really good presentation in the winter. You could throw a little small worm on there, something like that. But for now, we're gonna be messing around with this Texas rig, and I'm using lead instead of tungsten just because we know there's a ton of wood down there and it's really easy to snap off. So I'm not trying to lose those expensive tungsten weights. I'm much better off losing some lead weights here. What I do this time of year when the water is just the absolute coldest is, instead of doing like hops and stuff like this, what I'll do instead is I'll actually just kind of bring my rod tip slowly like this and just kind of crawl that worm on the bottom. You got to think that an actual real live worm in the water isn't going to be hopping all around like crazy in this cold water. It's just going to kind of be dragging on the bottom. Oh, I think we got one, guys. He barely, yeah. There we go, we got him. So you can almost barely tell bites this time of year just because they barely pick it up. There we go. All right. That's our first one right there. He was out there deep. Come here, buddy. There we go, guys. Perfect hook set right there in the side of the mouth. Oh my gosh, these fish are cold to the touch, guys. Well, there we go. We tricked one. Let's go. Yeah, what's going on, man? For real? Huh?
I see a fish out here and I was like, that'd be crazy if I ran.
What's going on, man? Nice to meet you. Yeah. What's the biggest one you caught?
6.5 over there at like the golf.
Oh yeah, the other lake. Yeah. How long have you been watching?
I would watch you, Lojo, and kicking their bass.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, why are they fishing out here? Like, this is so crazy. Like, I've never seen anyone like. I've seen like Texas YouTubers. I've never seen like Tallahassee YouTubers.
Yeah, nice meeting you, bro. Well, that was pretty cool, guys. We met a subscriber out here while we were fishing. If you guys ever see me fishing, or even like in a grocery store or something like that, feel free to come up and say, hey, I love meeting all you guys who watch the channel. He said he's been watching for over a year, so that's pretty cool. I mean, hey man, more the reason to subscribe to the channel, guys. If you aren't subscribed yet, I mean, what are you doing? He's been subscribed for over a year. And I mean, the Narmy is the strongest fishing army on YouTube. I mean it when I say it. I love talking to you guys out here on the water. I mean, just so cool. Well, I'm gonna pack things up here at this pond and move to the next one. The reason I love coming here is that there's just so many different ponds to fish within this one neighborhood. It can always work at a different spot. So we're gonna pack things up. He actually said he caught a 3-pounder on the lake that you can literally see from right here yesterday on a little finesse jig. And another great lure for winter fishing. Even though it doesn't have a skirt, it gives off a little bit of movement. Anything kind of small, and especially, I mean, jigs are a great wintertime lure that a lot of people overlook. Anything small, anything that doesn't move a ton is going to be probably your best bet, even though you could probably catch them right now on even a trap or a chatterbait, something crazy like that. But you're going to get most of your bites off of going that finesse style, slowing it down a ton. I'm telling you guys, you're going to catch more fish doing this, but we're going to go to the next spot right over here, see if we can't find ourselves maybe a little bit of an upgrade of a fish. All right, people, pond number 2. One of the important things about winter fishing is just pond hopping. I mean, just going from spot to spot. If you're not catching them where they should be, then just go to the next spot. Ooh, that was a bite, guys. Got him. Yes, there we go. Okay, that was pretty freaking quick. I mean, this spot is almost always a miss, I guess. I don't normally catch too many out of here. I just wanted to stop because it was on the way to the other spot, and heck yeah, there we go. That's fish number 1 right there. See if we can't catch any more out of this pond. Oh, that was him again. Oh my gosh, that's the next cast. That's what you gotta love about this cold water fishing, guys, is once you find one, normally there's a couple chilling there. That is freaking cool. It's a little bit bigger too. Thank you, sir. There we go. It's another guy right there. I'm gonna cast right over there again. I mean, there's a ton of structure right over there on the edge. And on top of that, it's pretty deep right over there too. I mean, there's a steep drop off like right off the edge of this pond. So right there, that thing sticking out of the water is actually a fountain. It's off right now, but I know it gets super deep right there, and there's some structure underneath it. So what I like doing is just dragging my worm right past it. A lot of the times when I come out here, no matter what time of year, I will throw a lure by this thing just a couple times. Ooh, that might have been one. Yeah, that's one. Look at that. Golly. Oh, it's a better one too. Yes. Oh my gosh, I'm speaking this stuff into existence, guys. That's what you can do in the winter. Once you have your spots figured out, you can just go out and you can freaking catch them, guys. Oh my gosh. Oh, look at that lipstick on that guy too. I mean, all these fish are super freezing. We're gonna let her go. Gosh. Don't you love that? Don't you love it when you can just call your shots? These fish in this cold water, they just don't want to move. So you gotta drag that worm super slow right by where they're sitting. And once you know where they're hanging out at, I mean, it's just game over, guys. All right, people, we are moving spots. I caught 3 fish out here. I'm happy with that. We fished the 2 deep spots that I know about. And I mean, that's all I do in the winter is I fish the deep spots and then I move to the next spot. That's why I'm gonna catch the most fish today. And we're going to the 3rd and final pond, which actually has a lot more grass. So I'm excited to maybe even try this thing weightless instead of weighted. But yeah, I'll see you guys at the pond. Heck yeah, people, we are here at the final pond. I called this one the Wall of China. This is my name for this pond. I like giving my ponds nicknames and stuff like that. So we're here at the Wall of China basically, and this pond is pretty much has a ton of grass all over it. As you can tell, it has vegetation all around the sides, but around the vegetation, steep, like 4-foot drop off, pretty much around this whole entire pond, same depth. So my plan for this pond, instead of just fishing one spot and leaving, what I like to do is kind of fish a lot of spots, but still work them through pretty slow. So that's what we're gonna do today. And I actually want to go over this way because I think there's some structure on that side of the pond. I think some people put some trees in over here and stuff like that. Also, if any of these fishing tips have helped you, like when I was talking to Walmart or while we're out fishing, make sure you guys hit it with a like. That's the best way for more people to see this video if you guys just hit it with a good old liking. And comment down below some of your winter fishing suggestions for when the water is the absolute coldest where you are at. That's kind of cool. Don't want to fall in that. We'll just hop right over. There we go. You guys are gonna think I'm crazy, but I'm gonna wade in this freezing cold water. Oh my oh my gosh, I've been taking ice baths for recovery every single day after the gym. I've kind of been getting back into like really eating healthy and doing the gym and stuff like that, because I have been taking a 10-minute dip in the swimming pool every single day in freezing cold water. But it is by no means warm in here, but you got to get those good casting angles, you feel me? Oh my gosh. Holy cow. Okay. Oh, I was reeling it up and this little guy came for it. That's probably the smallest fish I ever caught out of here. That got me so off guard. Oh wow, it's been a while we've been out here. And I was just starting to lose hope that we might not be able to catch one at the spot. And that guy decided to come up and just nail it. That was weird. That was kind of crazy, guys. Well, folks, that's going to be it for today's video. I'm just glad I caught one out of here because a ton of people fish this spot all the time. And the water's freezing cold. So I'm glad that we were able to catch like 5 fish in about 2 hours today. That was a ton of fun. I really do hope you guys learned something. If you did, leaving a like, commenting, and subscribing, all that stuff will help other people see this video and other fishermen learn more about fishing. So that would be great if you guys could help me out on that. But besides, folks, until the next fishing adventure, fish bump, I'm out of here.